Single woman 45 and up is damaged goods. This is another red pill talking point, something that men have been telling other men for years and years and years. And now we have women saying it. This is becoming more common. I feel like some of these women are doing this for the views because they know they get bashed by other women, get called pick-me's and all of this stuff. But I do think some of these women are smart and, they're starting to see behind the veil and recognize like the truth of the world, and they're just talking about it. They're just putting it out and sharing their perspective. So let's go ahead and hear why she thinks that single women 45 and up are damaged goods.
I'm sorry, but to me, being 45 with no fucking kids and no fucking husband, talking about I'm still trying to find the right one, is not a flex. That is not, baby, you are
definitely not a flex. If you are 45 and single as a woman, you're still trying to find the right one, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard.
Damaged goods at that point. I know y'all hate when I call y'all that, but time does not fucking play. And y'all want to sit up here and be like, oh, in my 20s, this is my 20s. That is your prime, girl. Get the best. You are going to get the best man you can get in your 20s. I promise you that.
Facts. And this is... And of course, like women, when they hear points like this, they say, oh, but this woman got a good man in her 40s. This woman that got a good man in her 60s or whatever, right? But for the majority of women, your best time to find a relationship, the highest quality man you're going to be able to get is when you are in your 20s. Like that's just facts about it. And for guys, it's different for guys, right? It's going to be different for guys. Really, it's for a man, it's when you are your most successful. But the only caveat to that is like some of the women you get when you are at your most successful will only be there for your success. So maybe for a guy, it's just whenever you're at your lowest, it's probably the best woman you're gonna get, right?
After that, you are just a pick of a random ass litter, and you better hope to God that you find somebody, because when I'm telling y'all, it's hard out here. Y'all think it's all fun and games because you're cute now and your tight little waist and all that stuff. That shit gonna be gone, girl. You know what I mean? Like right now, stop fucking playing around.
Looks definitely do fade over time, and a lot of girls, they're like, oh, I want to have fun, I want to do this, I want to do that, and that's cool. But just know, as you age, your options, the amount of options you have available does get smaller, and it makes it harder to date. We already know that there's more women than men, and that makes it harder for women to find potential matches that actually meet their standards. There's guys out there, right? Any woman of any age can actually find some guy to, be with them and, sleep with them and all that stuff. But is it going to be somebody that matches her standards at the time? That's the big key point.
Disclaimer though, I'm not saying going out here and be a baby mama. No. Do not go out here and have kids in your 20s if you're not married. Do not fucking do that. That is girl, you will ruin your fucking life. Do not do that. If you are...
That's facts on the other end. Also though, like if you are younger, don't rush to have kids if you aren't married or that guy isn't providing some type of security where he's gonna be with you in the long run. That's very dangerous on the other end. You don't want to be too reckless and not vet a man properly before you start laying down with him and having kids with him, and then you don't want to wait too long because you're having fun. You got to find that sweet spot.
Not married, do not have kids in your 20s. Now, if you're not married and you get pregnant in your 30s, it's probably best to keep the fucking babies, because we don't know when your next opportunity gonna come. But like I said, this is for marriage goals only. Get married in your 20s. And they talking about what if you don't like that person? What if you change? You both are going to change. You both will have things you don't like and things you do like, but you just can't leave someone because of one thing you don't like about them.
Okay, for the most part, she seems good, head on her shoulders, all that good stuff. The last part about wanting, like, getting married and having kids, definitely good advice to give to women. I don't know if she has a relationship, but she probably does. I would think so, just because usually the women who are single are on the internet giving terrible advice. She's giving pretty good advice here. The thing is that why I don't completely 100% just subscribe to all the red pill ideologies is that it doesn't account for the fact that the world changes, people change, and you have to adapt. A lot of what Red Pill teaches now is like, okay, the world is changing, everything around me is changing, but I want to try to control it, and I want to try to force and tell women that they all need to act a certain way that women in the past were acting. When we got to realize laws are different, these women are different, and us as men, we still need to, be dominant, be masculine, have our plan set, be on our purpose, and only be with women that want to contribute to that, our purpose and what we're trying to give to this world, our gift to this world. We still should be those type of men. It's just sometimes different ways of going about it. So, for the actual topic here, a woman being 45 and single, is she damaged good? I'm gonna say about 90-something%, 95% of the time, she probably is. Me as a guy, I wouldn't tell young guys like, oh yeah, go get the oldest woman you can. I also wouldn't say get the youngest you could either. I'm talking about 18 and up, obviously. But it's a sweet spot for guys as far as like, okay, a couple years younger than you, that doesn't matter. A couple years older than you, that doesn't matter. I don't think you should go too old. I don't think, as long as she's in that 20, 21, 22, 23 and up range, I don't think there's too young if you're talking about that range either. So it just depends on the guy individually, where he's at in his life and what value you think that woman can bring to you. Because a 45-year-old woman, the main thing about it is like the same thing with an old guy. A young woman can try to get with an old guy, and he ain't never did Pilates or go to the gym or stretch or do none of that stuff a day in his life, and then she gets with that old guy and tries to make him do all that different stuff when all he like to do is play chess and golf, and she trying to change his program, and that's not going to happen. And a lot of times these older women are stuck in their ways, that same type of way, to where they don't want to make adjustments for a man. They probably got kids, they got the trauma, they got the baggage. And that's the whole point of why a lot of guys do prefer the younger woman, because the younger woman is going to be, less baggage. She could be just as stressful as the older woman, but it might be a little bit easier to deal with that. And she might be a little bit more open to coaching. But there can be a stubborn young woman, and there can be a healed, maybe she was married since she was 20 and her husband died, and now she's 45 and single, and she still wants to be in a relationship. She wants to find someone to grow old with. I think there's outliers, but when we talk about the majority, it's just best to stay away from them. And until we see guys that are in that 45 age range to dating their age mates instead of dating younger women, then it's gonna continue to look like that, right? But like I said, I don't think it's a certified rule for everybody. If she's 45 and single, she's just damaged goods. And maybe we shouldn't even refer to people like damaged goods, because I'm sure that woman is bringing value to somebody in her life, even if it's just her cats. Yeah.
I just wanna be great, just to be great.